Rahim, Sulman Rahim here. The Watchman, Breaker of Seven Seals, Messenger of the Covenant, The Watchman. Future news, brothers and sisters, future news. I'm going to talk about a subject today, and I'm going to come in from different angles, so it's not meandering, and I'm going to try to be disciplined here and keep, stick to this particular subject, topic, but it all adds up in the end. So I was going to, put me a checklist, say, no, I'm just going to, as it comes to mind, the different aspects of it, I'm going to address it. Like I said, it's something that it'll add up in the end if you can put it together. You take the act of thinking. Now, our people don't think. See? They imagine they think, but what is thinking? Have you asked yourself, what is thinking? Because animals calculate. I mean, bees can figure out how to make honey. Ants can figure out how to make their little cities underground, their hills and whatever they do, right? Lions know to creep up on their prey down, right? Downdraft, right? So that the animals don't smell them. I mean, how do you know these things? No, that's calculating. That's not thinking. It's calculating. And so, hey, I got to go and get ready for the party weekend, or I got to pay the bills, right? Or I got to go to work and I got to operate this what do you call it, forklift or whatever. It's not thinking. It's not thinking. See? Because you see the light bulb, the light you see in the computers and car, that results from thinking. They come from praying, came from thinking. Thinking is the most powerful force in the universe. Thinking. What is thinking? See? Because I had the mind's family member not too long ago, and I says, you know how strong? I said, well, hold it. I said, dogs got balls, so does cows. Ants may have some too. But that don't make you a man. Makes you a man is what's between your ears. And our people, there's nothing there. They go out there, grab that ball, they can bounce that ball, right? And I'm not into basketball, so 3 points, what do they call it? They can do all that stuff, and touchdown and all that. But when it comes to thinking, that's not thinking. Because our people can't produce anything. If the devil died overnight, we'd be lost. Because it requires thinking. As soon as they're thinking anymore either. They were thinking when Prophet Muhammad was around. He had them thinking and it went away. At least some of us was thinking. Most of them were not. Thinking is a process that began to evaporate or diminish diminish 50,000 years ago. That's the beginning of religion. Thinking involves in that. There's not a religion on the planet that involves thinking. They tell you right away, don't think, have faith. They tell you right away up front. You just gotta have faith. See, because they went off the mathematical standard, because the mathematical standard, that's thinking. That's why Elijah Muhammad said Islam is mathematics. Mathematics, Islam, because it requires thinking. And you don't do that. None of you have to do it. Elijah Muhammad was the first man I met in my entire life that was a thinker. Self-motivated. I mean, he was And he was given a jump start by Master Muhammad. Once there, he was able to operate on his own. He was the first man ever black man ever seen that could do that. And I was impressed. Now let me get back to my situation a little bit. Okay? I always wanted to figure things out. And I'll go into a lot of detail process, but I could really talk about this for quite a while. And that question came up about thinking. There was an incident that happened when I was in the Army, and I'm going through the details. And I talk about this from time to time, right? And that made me realize that I wasn't thinking, and that what I thought I knew wasn't facts. See, because I was confronted with something, and I realized that I was operating off of stuff people told me, but I couldn't prove. I didn't know if it was true or not. And I looked at myself and said, well, I got to live, I got to die, I got to live this world. And, do I want to go through it not knowing what the hell I'm doing and being under control of someone else and all these type of things. And so I kind of went this, it's simple, went to a phase where I just said, I'm going to reject everything, because I was reading the Bible a lot then, right? Because my father, I was an orphan. When my father passed, it was just me and my little sister. My mother had passed 5 years earlier. I was 14 years old, I didn't know anything. And literally, when I tell you I didn't know anything, I didn't know anything. Right? And I didn't know anything. Okay? All I knew was, right, I was afraid of my dad. Right? And I knew I had to take care of myself. I knew I couldn't take care of my sister because she wasn't going to listen to me. Right? Anyway, so I rejected everything. I rejected the Bible, everything. So I'm not going to accept anything else I can prove it. I almost had a nervous breakdown because then I realized I didn't know anything. That means it means like a total, what do you call it, a dump, right? Data dump, everything. And so I didn't know anything. I didn't realize that would be the case, because nothing I knew, I thought I knew I could prove. And I started processing this and adding stuff and then it went crazy. Maybe I did, because it was like lifting 1,000 pounds constantly. If you haven't, I know you haven't done it, so you don't know what it's like. And then I came to the realization. I said, "What is thinking this telling me? I'm trying to, but what is this possible thing? What is it?" See, because we take words, but we don't understand the words behind them. What is thinking? You say, "I think." What is thinking? Do you understand what it is? So I said, and I kept on calculating, until I came to the conclusion that thinking, right, is understanding your reality, understand the reality, the true reality, and getting control of it. The thinking is the control of it. The knowledge is knowing what it is, and thinking is getting control of it. Because we're thinking, and when I come to that realization, then I was on the right path. Then it became even more difficult. Why? Because now I had to realize, I had to learn what this reality is, how it works, what it is. Because I mean, you know, Christian. I mean, they tell you Christian say, well, God made this, and I mean, it's just something God made. I mean, most religions tell you something like that, right? I mean, with the devils now, you get some kind of mathematical. They'll say, well, it's the Big Bang, and it's now, there's some truth to what they're saying. Because you just said God just put the stars out there. See, we understand mathematics, and so I had to go in, and that was the hardest thing in my life, brothers and sisters, to try to understand what that was. Looking at what the devil was saying, looking at that, looking at mathematics, and proving it. Where stars come, where we come from, there's evolution. There was a political motivation behind that. I had to put all this stuff together. And by this time, right, I'm in the Nation of Islam at this time. right? And I got some clues from what Master Muhammad left behind. You know what I'm saying? But still, I mean, I didn't, it come to realization that this whole realization is pressure. I mean, when you got it down, you find it's very simple. But get into it. You find all those things based on pressure. Then you got to find the rules, things like that there. So by the time I got to the engine, I already had that down. The whole time I was in these business, it was like painful because I was constantly always, it getting in the way of everything else I was doing because I was constantly. I mean, when I say constantly, no matter what I was doing, if I was on pose, I was always in my mind. What is this? How does it work? Testing this, God, testing this idea, testing this mathematics, whatever, until it all finally gelled. And I remember when it finally gelled, right? I remember it was the same time that came in contact with Angel. When finally, that was pressure and the basic principles of pressure. And I thought, oh man. And then my life changed. Right? Because that was just before I started breaking the seals, my life changed. Because all of a sudden, it's like my brain was on fire for all my life. All of a sudden, it cooled down. Because I got it. Finally got it. I could see. See how it works. What's made of. Right? And I thought, I was home free. I ran to the Angel. Whoa. And then, oh man, now that's another mental thing. You see? Because now it's like, you know how to lift weights, but now you got to start lifting them. You went to the train, the person trained you how to do it, how the machines work. Now you got to start using them. And that's what Engine was. Now I got to start applying it. Oh man, and that was a headache. I mean, it wasn't easy path. What can I tell you, brothers and sisters? It's there. And so that's my path. Like I said, I was baptized by Elijah Muhammad because when baptized just means to initiate into Islam, and that helped because the information I got from him and Master Muhammad, that was extremely helpful. But then the thing is that then the situation of dealing with people, and I was never good at doing it anyway. But then I couldn't talk to anybody because nobody would hear that and they didn't understand what's going on anyway. So I think I'm going to drop that there and move on to the next phase of this subject, brothers and sisters. Now, push or build is something you have to push. And see, now our people, they had the most power. Let's tell you, we got the most powerful brains in the world. Just like a man and one female, male and female is born, but the male is born naturally stronger than the female. But he's got to develop it. Otherwise, if he don't use it, he'll lose it. And the female can go and develop her. She's going stronger than him. And so you have the most powerful brain, but you don't use it. You see? You've been taught not to use it. You've been taught to depend on the devil for everything. And so you don't use it. And so they have control of you because you know where electricity comes from? You know how to build a computer? You know how to make a car? You understand laws of physics? And stuff. No, you don't. You don't hear any black folks talk about those things. You don't talk about bullshit. NFL, NBA, all the kind of bullshit. I got to get me tap one that piece over there and all. You know what you're talking about. I'm talking about brothers and sisters. That's there. So you talking about anything? And so they talking to each other. So and so if you talk to somebody I don't know anything, then after a while you don't know anything either. If you stop going to the gym after a while, you're going to lose what you had in the gym. You got to be with people. I people always trying to be with folks that's whatever I'm trying to achieve has achieved already, so they can lift me up. Rather than people don't know anything, because all they do is bring you down. Okay. So pushing is something you gotta push. So I'm gonna cut the chase on these things, because I'm realizing right now it's gonna take a long, long time, 4 or 5 hours to really cover all the things I want to talk about here. So I'm gonna cut the chase on some of these things. Push my bill is something you gotta push. It's not a self-starter. See? Engines don't turn over, so you gotta push it. Everywhere you go there, push it. What you need that for? Who wants that? Push my bill is. Now, let me see if I can show this. I got a couple of notes here, so maybe they're not in the right sequence, so I might jump around a little bit here. That one. Get to my dry bones here. Now, dry bones, there's 2 stories there. See, they do talk about breath, but also spirit is the best translation. So there was 2 resurrections. The first one's Elijah. He gave the bones life, but didn't give them spirit. See? Thinking, that's the spirit. That's what war is right now, the war zone. But I can't get my people to see that. They think, oh man, I'll get some guns, I'll do this. Who control the guns? And when your ammunition run out, what you gonna do then? You understand? So it says the first, but they had no breath and no spirit. See? There's push my bills. That means they had no spirit, so they'd be moved. Because, a person just sitting still, no spirit. Say, man, well, spirit means you act active, moving, right? They have no spirit. That's what Elijah. And you have to push them everywhere. So how do we know it's the truth? Because as soon as Elijah Muhammad, the part stopped, it stopped. Because you push something, right? If you need to push it, once you stop pushing it, it doesn't go any further than your final push. So they didn't take it. Elijah's teaching the next step. They didn't stop. Wait, somebody else come push him. So Farrakhan can't push him. And when you push the car right, you determine the direction it's going into and how fast it's going. And so he pushed in the opposite direction. Because I was there. And Elijah Muhammad departed, and before you could say departed, they stopped. And then they were in it fire. It was pushing in the opposite direction. And they stopped cold. On a dime, I said, wow, look what happened. How you turn away from Elijah Muhammad that fast? I mean, it was bad mouthing and messing everything. Even Master Muhammad, it was bad mouthing. We got the proof of it. Just like that. Because they was push mobiles. They wasn't thinking. Because they was thinking, right? Their spirit, there's no one in the world that would fire Elijah because all just want to read the lessons and Farrakhan's just toast. Farrakhan said, Farrakhan's toast. They read the scriptures, he's toast. But they don't read the scriptures because they push mobiles. And whatever they read, they read whatever you tell them. I mean, they understand whatever you tell them. Like a kid, how much is 3 plus 5? Or it's 8. How much is 5 plus 3? Scratching their head. Because they ain't thinking. Push mobiles. You tell them they remember it. You understand? So here to be a second one. And that was what gave him spirit. So I processed command, and there was noise. Behold, he's shaking, and bones came together, and beheld, the sinews, flesh came upon him, and skin covered brother, no spirit in them. There was no spirit. See, that was Elijah's resurrection. Okay? They said he prophesied to the wind, prophesied, son of man, say to the wind, thus said Lord God, come from the 4 winds, O brethren, breathe upon these slain, they may live. So I breathed, prophesied, commanded me, breath came to them, and they lived, and stood upon their feet, a seen an army. See? This is talking about Suleiman. And so he would give them spirit, but he baptized the spirit. We got to put these things together in the context, right? He would baptize the spirit and fire. So that's why you know the proper translation is spirit. Because they don't have it. And they don't have it now. Now, it says they wouldn't get it until the four winds blow. So, and I'm not here to knock anybody. See, because that's one of the things, I don't worry about what people think about me because I know they're not thinking anyway. So somebody asked me, don't you care to think about you? I said, why should I? They got, if they think badly, they're not thinking, but they can face the consequence of if they think evil. Because you're thinking, consequence is any aspect of your energy. If you misuse your energy in any kind of way, or whatever, that's a consequence. You say, I don't care. It's Adam's weight, constant. Even Adam's weight, you can be given account. You got to account for, right? So, I almost lost my train of thought there, brothers and sisters. And I'm gonna come at this a different way too, right? See, I have people with me, and they don't think. I know they feel they think, they don't think. Pushmobiles. Because the scripture says they will not happen until the four winds. So I know this. See? But I'm not bound by prophecy, and I try to be it because if I can get my people to think, because that's what it's all about. Because they have to think to achieve a harmonic motion. Because when you're thinking, right, your brain calculates and you're thinking, then you're going to, right, you're going to come to the same conclusion. You may have different perspectives. But you don't come to the same because you're thinking mathematically. The only difference could be is perspective. Because 5 plus 7 is 12. 6 plus 6 is 12, right? 8 plus 4 is 12, but it's still 12. It's just different perspectives. The only way you can achieve that, you have to think that it's part of what you have to change mathematically. Islam is mathematics. Mathematics is not true Islam. So I'm going to give a little history on that, right? See, because the scriptures tell me, right, that there will be 3, but they wouldn't do anything. And I'm going to give another take on that in a minute, because there's pushmobiles. Right? And so I took some time, and I'm not a person that's into regret. And so, for a minute, I did have some regret. And I'm going to tell you, explain that in a minute. Right? Because, I waste a lot of time here. Right? That was my first reaction. Right? But a pushmobile, like I said, it won't go any further than you push it. If that pushing stops. Okay. So, part of my mission is to get the people to tribulation. And that's a hard one. It's going to be hard for them, very hard. See, because the elect that got it, they get out of here. Somebody gets out of here. But they don't. And part of it is because they didn't, Elijah Muhammad could not get them up to thinking. I said, prove they wasn't thinking because when they stopped, they did all the work they did because he pushed them. He stopped pushing them, they stopped cold. Never would be honest, teaching never took to the next level or anything. Because they pushed my bills. And I personally, not going out legacy, but anyway, they pushed my bills. So, kind of like, I probably should say this in another sequence, right? Because it's all thing was said in a few minutes. Then make probably understand something better. So, They were push-mobiles. But I tried to get them, give them a jump, right? Get the engine started, right? So maybe, you know. And for 4 years, nothing, right? Because see, one of the questions is that I've had people come in the past, I'm not going into details about that, but I've had people come in the past that call all kinds of things. I'm talking one in a minute, right? And so you never know if they're agents or just Negro bus or just pushing bills or what. To me, it's all the same. It's just the result is the same, so I just look at it the same way, right? So, you tried different things. Like the Quran always tells you to try. Try people, I'll tell you that too. Right? So you push. And I'm not a person into pushing. I've never been in that. When I was in the military, they wanted me to push. I said, I didn't want to do that. I was a sergeant. I got to push these people. That just didn't rub me right. So I got to be pushing people. What I need that for? I'd rather do it myself. I mean, when I was I was working in Saigon, and one time I was over Vietnam a couple of times, right? And one time I was working in computer systems. When I was in Saigon, we was in a field unit, and I ended up moving to it wasn't what you call, they called tabulating machines at the time, right? Anyway, I was a sergeant. I was supervisor at the night shift, and I had a white boys, right? And they weren't good. I told them to do for all kinds of reasons you can figure, right? But I was, when I do something, I don't do nothing half-ass. I knew what I was doing. I knew what my job title was, everything else. I knew the stuff I had them do, delegate. I would do it myself. And they come in the morning, hey man, that's cool, everything's good. They loved it until they found out when I was doing it. Then they got mad. You can't do it. They gotta do it. I said, yeah, but man, they got to force them. I got to watch them. They pushing them. Yeah, I don't care. You decide. You got. So I'm not going into all the details about that. It's always been a problem with me. Even in my marriage, I don't want to be telling my wife what to do and pushing all that stuff. I got to do that. What I need her for. See, this just rubs me wrong. But I took and put that aside and did it. Push. Right? It distracted me from what I was doing because before I met these people for 25 years, I guess. Right? I mean, I had off and on situations, right? But I said, okay. Said 3 would come, so I gave my best shot. I said, push me, it was high note. Because the point is, like I said, they never go beyond what you tell them. That's one indication right there. And when you start pushing, they start moving. So I'm not going into all the details, but like as time went on, right? I did test here, test there, ask questions here, do some things, and I don't know if they even realized I was testing them, right? I was doing tests here because I'm trying to, the tribulation comes, like I said, it's hard to prepare for something that you've never experienced before. It's just unprecedented. And so that's one of the reasons why I went through this process, because if I get them motivated, that'll be helpful. If I understand the time of what tribulation is about, but now I got a different understanding. But at that time, so if I get back, then that would be helpful. Because, there were certain things that you don't understand. The key to understand says they washed their robes in the blood of the Lamb, and I understood that, and people said, okay. But now I understand that from a different perspective. The point is that I went in and I said, let me go ahead and do this. So I did it. Distract from other things. Or did it. That's what we're going to talk about in a minute. So to just cut to the chase, brothers and sisters, right? Now, the object was they was going to take, and my understand at that time is that tribulation's coming up. And so how to set this thing up, because I won't be here. Right? And they got to go through it. So I set up, so, because I got to remember, it's my responsibility. Remember, it's the messenger covenant's responsibility to clean them up and to baptize them and put them through all of that. So it's ultimately my responsibility, so I can't lay it off on them. So I said, okay, well, how should I do this? See? Because, see, I'm not pushing my bill. Because nobody pushing me. Nobody took me here to do the angel. Nobody took me any of that stuff. I looked at it, I thought about it. I'm not going into detail. Okay, I took it and I'm doing it 100%. So to cut to the chase here, brothers and sisters, I'm just going to get a couple examples. I said, if I keep talking, I'll be in for a while. But you test them and it never, not one time, right, ever unlock a verse. Never any further than I push them. Never, not one time. Except one sister, she blew a little glimmer, and then that was the end of it. So that was an indication right there. Right? And then, you know, now, I did a final tab. I'm going to cut to the chase because I had a lot to talk about on this, but I got to cut to the chase. So the point is that I've been talking about this war in the Middle East for 30 years, so I got the proof. Right? And so at this point, and I'm totally convinced that I know the first part has already started. And I did tell you, right, back last year, I said it would be sometime in October, November. That's just what's going on right now. Abomination desolation. That's the first phase. Second phase, right? And I wasn't sure about that, but at this point, I'm almost positive it's going to be this month. But it's all ultimately up to Elijah Muhammad. Master Muhammad. So when I looked at it, I said, well, we can't be more than a few days away, a few weeks away. And so, and I did some tests before that, right? But I'm getting to the last test. So I'm saying, if my conclusion, or my hypothesis, right, is right, or whatever, my plan is correct, and they're going to be the ones respond, because they're going to be the ones on the ground, right? So, okay, I got to see, make sure that they can test them. And so, because their official mission occurs once the war actually starts. So I'm talking about the second phase, which could be starting right now, because basically what they're saying. What's being said. But anyway, so I knew we days away at the worst case. So I said, okay, you're going to be, you on your own now. I told you everything you need. Just let me know that you committed and all that kind of stuff. Everything you on your own. Now, right? Now you got all this information you got. You agree that they're just about to take off and so forth, so on, right? Okay. I'm just cutting the chase. This is just very general processes. I step back. And guess what? You knew you got it. Nothing happened. Push my bill. When I push it, nothing happened. I'm saying, wait, hold it. Hell's breaking loose. You know it. That's information. It's clear. It's totally clear. All this information. Hell's about to break loose. So you're either agent or you push my bill. Very kind of silent. Because you don't know shit. And no silence. In fact, it went backwards. Because another person that's not part of that, right? That's like, it's like a visitor, right? A guest. But they're supposed to monitor everything, right? Because it's on them now. They're supposed to monitor everything like the angel and so forth, so on, right? And this person published, he's going backwards. We've been talking about this unsealed Bible. He's going to publish about the sealed Bible going backwards. So like God started going forward, it's actually going downhill. Not stand still, but rolling back hell. And he's saying all that. and post a picture that's, it's not visionary, it's like what we got right now. And so that was proof positive. That proved there's no in the world that's going to handle tribulation. No, that wasn't going to happen. It was, that was the last test. That's final. That proved. What? I'm saying, what you waiting for? Me to push you? Then that leads into something else. See, I'm not saying to knock anybody. I'm just saying because that made me think about something else too, right? Because, like I said, I had this vision when I was a child. I had a bunch of visions, and one of them I really didn't like most of them anyway, because it was all horrible. I had a couple that was beautiful after the fact, but, you know, that's a whole nother story, right? But I ain't gonna go into it. But anyway, and one of them was, got real dark, and I heard my people hollering and screaming, and it was like lost. And I had been going, I had to come back and give him light and got him out of it, right? But that was contrary to another vision I had. So I said, well, how can both of these visions be true? So like an alternate vision, I guess. So maybe if you're a lot of vision, maybe more about visions than me, because that's my conclusion. I don't know how you could scientifically break down visions, but I mean, they can be. But no, I'm not able to do it. Not yet, anyway. Or do I want to, maybe? Right. So I thought about that, and I thought, this is, I said, hell no. I'm not coming back. Because this helped me get a better understanding dealing with them of what the hell's at stake here. Because I was missing the whole damn point myself. Because if I come back and push them through there, what the hell? Because they probably made me gods, and gods don't pray. You ain't got to pray to nobody, Ishmael. If you're God, who are you praying to? If you're God, you know push my bill. It's like when people need with the coaches, because people are self-motivated. Just like me, I self-taught. Why? Because I said, wait a minute, the teacher, I go to school, the teacher, she's looking at the book and reading out the book. I said, hell, I go read the book. That was the end of that. My school days. I go to the library, I go buy a book. I taught myself. I said, hell, well, I need her. I can read the damn book my damn self. So I was self-taught. And I started putting that thing about, you don't know shit. I know all that stuff in there. Plus, I didn't just say it like I'm a hypocrite. Everything I put in here, I know, and plus, I taught myself. Officially, as far as I went to school was the 8th grade. See, I went to high school. I didn't finish the first year. I got a GED, and I didn't go to school for it. I just tested out on it. You see? So the thing is, it says, no, that's the wrong idea. And man, it's probably the wrong idea. See, no, back in my head, I think I had the right idea already. Because I was preparing this information to give to them, right? And this information has stuff about the thunders and the churches and explain, you know. So it said they washed their robes with blood of lamb, and that's what those 2 books is about. See what I'm saying? They don't need those 2. Or this information. They don't need those 2. And if somebody can push them, they have to start thinking, oh, them engines have to be turned on, or they're not going to get out of here. And if I come in there, I'm just defeat my own purpose. Okay? And so then I said, oh yeah, but that was a waste of time teaching these people because they weren't going to be able to do a job anyway. Because I knew it. The scripture said they weren't going to be able to do it. Tell you right away they weren't be able to do it. I got scriptures to prove it. He said they weren't going to do it. They want to do a damn thing. He said, I looked and there was no one to help. I mean, is that clear enough? But experience, right, helped me to understand what the tribulation is about more than I probably would if I had had that experience. And I'm going to speak to that a little more specifically now. It's more to it than that, but in general. Right? Because, no. When I go to NOI, I give them a light, I give information, right? Because like Muhammad said, every toe has set his own top bottom. And I've told you before, when you go to tribulation, you go into a wheelchair, you lost. Nobody's going to help you. You had to work together, but nobody's going to help you. Nobody's going to carry you, nothing like that there. Right? You got the 5 pillars. You know, if you read Exodus, they said he put 40 years in the wilderness just to get rid of all the weak ones and everything. And the whole story about Dr. Yaqub, remember? He said he had all these followers. He got rid of all the weak ones. He only wanted the healthy ones. And he said, that's cold. Well, that's mathematics. So they taught you this philosophy stuff and whatever. You're going to come to grips with it after a while, brothers and sisters. It's beautiful. It's powerful. Okay? But including them, because it tells you there, they're going to have to go to tribulation too, but they don't get the reward they would have gotten if they had got initiated, turn on their engines. They could have been an example to other people, but people don't have that example. Or they're going to have the information I give them, the light I give them. And if they don't turn the engine on, because they have to come out as gods, they have to come out as gods, they have to come out as gods. No, they ain't going to make it. I mean, if they do come out, right, because they've applied the 5 pillars and everything else, but they don't come out as gods, and everlasting shame and appallment. Could there be someone who come out like that? Because they'd be appalled. Man, look at them. Like monkeys. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. This is not a game. And people take it as a game because they ain't thinking. We don't think. Push my bills. That's it. I said, okay, it's all yours now. And all this stuff happening. And it's all over the internet. I mean, everywhere you say it. And I'm sitting there, I'm just waiting. And nothing. Just stopped cold. And they got all these bombs. And I mean, they got the weapon. The angel is the weapon. Right? And they got all these weapons. Explosives, high explosives and everything else. That's the Son of Man is the center of earth, spirit, explosive. They're talking about the angel here in America. Right? You experiment first before you learn how to use them. So when you break the seals, learn, you experimenting. That's what we're talking about. I'm not getting to the lesson, brothers. I know they don't know it's lessons. Because they knew the lesson, they would be Farrakhan 1 minute. Because they all push my bills. So Farrakhan push them in the direction he wanted to go. And I'm not going to push them because once they leave Farrakhan, they come over and think, I'm going to push them, they're wrong. Remember in Mark? Somebody gave him his mind. Then he wanted to hang on with Super. No, you can hang with me, man. You got to go over there and take care of business on your own. Because I'm not going to push you. I gave you your mind back. I'm not going to push you. And that's what we got. They'll push my bills. Because he said, you said the devil do anything for him. So, and then let me go to talk another subject here, brothers and sisters. Now, this gets to the point where I was saying about I felt a little regret. And I'm saying, well, I learned a lesson from it. I mean, I got some benefit, more clarity about the tribulation, because nobody understands the tribulation. I mean, they tell you about it in scriptures. You can read stuff all about it. But it's not like experiences. I mean, some tell you all about fire, but you put your finger in there, you don't have to tell you. They can write books, everything about it. Once you put your finger in, you know. You got a PhD then on what fire is. So I'm not going to tell you I know it. With tribulation, I know it has some idea. I'm not prepared for it. Like Noah knew how to prepare for the flood. But he knew what the flood was going to be like. He already knows how to prepare for it. And because somebody told him. I mean, if you want to go along with that story. Okay. So let me give you a little story here. You know the story of Jonah. Now, the story of Jonah is a real interesting story, but most people don't get it. They miss the whole story. Now, the story of Jonah was right. John was right. Why God punished you was right. But God was right. Because God told him he's going to do something. John said, no, you ain't going to do that. And God didn't do it. But Jonah got punished for it, for not doing it. When God told him to do something, Jonah said, man, I ain't going to do this because you ain't going to follow through. And so he punished him for not doing it. Then God, he was right. God didn't do it. So Jonah was right. He got disagree with God. Jonah was right. He hit right on it. So how does that work? See, that's why I said you got to start thinking. You got to start putting the pieces together and see what's going on here. Because that's much deeper than that. That gets to what I'm trying to tell you right now, if you can understand it. Because most of what I'm saying right now ain't for you. What I'm saying right now is for the people in the tribulation start thinking, then this makes sense to them. If they have access to this information. See? Because then when their brains open up to operating, right? Like, you're weak, man, or 1 pound, oh man, it's heavy. But you got 50 pounds, yeah, nothing. See? And right now, most of you can't lift 5 ounces here. Because you ain't producing anything. I said, those with me, right? They didn't put one verse, they couldn't understand what, they move unless I moved them now after 4 years old, like intense teaching and everything else. And they went no further than, right? I pushed them. Now if they got a problem with that, that's up to them, because that's proof positive. Now you can make excuses and everything else, that's proof positive. Because if you know that the house is about to on fire, your family's in the house, you can say, I didn't wait till the house get on fire. As soon as somebody let you know, man, hey man, that's a fire hazard, and that place going to go up in flames in about 30 minutes. Really? And you going to be sitting there, well, I'm going to sit and wait for 30 minutes, and once you get on fire, I'm run the house and get my people home you. No, man, you're on the case right now. Get the hell out of here. Man, you're frantic. So they see this is the worst time in history, all this is happening, and they got the information, and days go by, and they say, goddamn thing, nothing. Because I wasn't pushing them. I wasn't going to tell them to start doing stuff. I could have did it. No, that's why I didn't do that. I said, it's on your own now, so I'm not going to interfere. Let's go back to the Jonah story. Okay, God told Jonah, said, I want you to prophesy this is going to happen in 40 days. And Jonah said, man, you ain't going to do that. So Jonah said, yeah, hold it, man. I ain't going to do it. So he took off. Ended up being on an island for three days or 3 years until he agreed to do it, and he came back. And then he was right. God didn't do it. Then he got mad with God, and so he would say he wished he could die and all that. That's the base. That's the gist of it. Okay. So let me tell you a little background here. See, I have my own. I guess you could say I'm retired now, but I'm retired from doing that because I gave up that to do this. Okay, I mean I did that for a while I was doing this. Right? But initially, when I found out that the gravity and I just gave it up and doing this 100% totally. But I had my own IT consulting business, right? So at this particular time, right, I was had a position up in Indiana, run for the state, which they call that a child support or whatever. So I was working that system. I worked, I know several computer systems. I was one of them. Then somebody work on that. I forget, it's been a long time, over 20 years ago, I guess, whatever, right? It was over 20 years ago, right? I was not too long into breaking seals, right? So I was there, and so because I was a lot traveling around, right? So I had got a lease and all that kind of stuff, and I was going to be there for about a year. I think the contract lasts about a year, whatever, a year, maybe a year and a half, I forget. So I invested, put in there, and stuff I had to do to get set up and get the job done. And then suddenly, for some reason, the contract got canceled. The whole contract, because it was all contract, they canceled everybody. So there was this Indian firm called Covances or whatever, right? And they asked me, says, well, we got a new contract in Guam. Can you go out there and handle it for us? Because they saw I was good what I was doing, right? These are Indians, right? But They do recognize talent. And I was surprised because they don't usually come to somebody like me, a black person, that has to do anything. But let me say this a little offhanded here. I said I wouldn't do that. But all my life, every time I run around to Asians and Orientals stuff out there, they sound like they had an urge to come and tell me, "You're different from the rest of them." So different how? They would just tell me it was different. Not that I'm trying to be different or better, but they always thought I was different. They would tell me that. Anyway, so they asked me. I was surprised because they don't like to be dealing with people like me. They asked me to go to run, so they have a lot of confidence in you to do something like that, right? Because a black person representing them, their company. So I agreed to do it, right? Because they said they're going to pay all my expenses, they're going to pay all my lease and all the expense I had invested to get there. They was going to help. Because they wanted somebody really bad to do it. And they said, "We'll take care of all that, man. We cover all that. Just handle this project for us." That's okay. By some incentive, right? Financial systems, financial, right? Aspects of it and everything, right? Incentive. So I go out there. And long story short, right? I mean, I ended up spending 3 years out there, got locked down and everything. And it was me in jail and all that. But see, what was happening, I didn't know. Is that I was being set up here in the States. Now I knew some suspicious stuff going on. But I didn't know the extent of it, and I didn't know what was really directed me to the extent it was. I was being set up here in the States. Right? They would set me up. They get me thrown in prison for some false charges. They had false witness. I mean, these people were serious. And the plan was to do that and plus destroy me financially. Take all my money, all the money I had saved. If I had pensions, we'll get that. So they leave me with nothing. And plus I was in prison for 5 to 10 years. That was their plan. And they was well on the way to accomplishing that plan. I didn't know it. I wasn't aware of it. I knew some was going on, but I didn't know anything like that, right? So I'm in Guam. I'm working this project, right? All of a sudden, hell breaks loose. They say, "I know, man, I'm being arrested and charged and all this kind of stuff, right?" And see, what happened is that they was going to pull the plug here in the States. But because I was there, because if they had to cancel that contract and everything had leave, I would have been still in the States when that happened. Because they had a plan to do it. But before they could execute their plan, that happened. And so I was out in Guam, so they still wanted to accomplish their goal. So they moved their plan to Guam. But it was a little more complicated there because, see, Guam is a protectorate of America, but it's not a state. So it has similar laws and everything else, right? And they don't have any representative Congress, things like that there, right? It's not like Hawaii, it's like so next thing I know, they push the button over there. So all this stuff started coming up. And then I'm faced with a civil suit. I'm faced with a criminal. And I'm out there by myself. And when that happened, the company dropped me because they said, "Hey, man, I can't do the job anyway." He threw me in jail and all this stuff, right? So now I'm not doing no money, nothing. I mean, I was no job, no money. And I'm not going to go the whole story because I could be here for 2 hours talking the whole story. But I'm lying, that's what happened. And so, and then they kept with some stupid lawyer and they tried to tell me to make a plea deal. I said, "I ain't paying no plea deal." And they had to accept because I paid a plea deal. I spent 3 or 4 years in jail. That was a plea. And that was going to affect their civil case because it was tied to a criminal case somehow. And I said, "Man, hell with all that." So I told you, I don't want this lawyer and all that stuff. I'm not going to details about this because I got a presentation that talk about these things in detail, but not all details. Some things I haven't talked about. Right? I can give you just general things, emphasize the main points here. So, And then here, importance, all this stuff. Okay. Anyway, so like I said, they put me in, they locked me up, they put me on trial, all 9 yards, right? And I'm not going to details, but like I said, I learned a lot of things because it was like angels. I had a whole army of angels that was doing all kind of stuff, right? They had witnesses. I'm gonna say a couple of things, right? Their witnesses, lying witnesses. This imam over there, he claimed I confessed stuff to him. He was lying. But the day of the trial, his mother died the day before he had to leave the island, so they lost that witness. They had another witness that was the supposed to arrest me, the main one. He couldn't. He came to, you know, told him, the truth. I confessed to him, and in a motorcycle accident, they had a trial, so he was in the hospital. So everybody started falling apart, and there's a lot of stuff, right? And like I said, I saw like it was like the hand of God was, like it was like it was like every time they tried to set me. Anyway, I ended up winning the trial. Right? Winning the trial. And so I left the island, came back to the States. Now I had no money because, but the company that brought me out there, that was part of the agreement because I wasn't stupid, right? I said, and no matter what happens, that was part of the agreement. You have to make sure I get money because I got stranded in Hawaii like that. That was stupid, right? And I had a hard time getting back once. That was years before that. And so once I broke trial, I contacted them and they had to pay me back to the States. So I got back to the States, right? Then I found that they wanted a civil suit over there. See? So remember now, the idea was put me in jail for 6 to 10 years. They take all my wealth and everything else, and they would get away because I would be in the jail. They get away with it. I couldn't do anything about it. Right? I couldn't reach out anything. So now I beat them on that case, and so now they get a judgment against me for hundreds of thousands of dollars. So, but that happened in the States, right? Whether I went to jail or not, they would take all the money I had, anything I earned would constantly. They would take, so I'd be destitute, probably the rest of my life. That's where his thing was set up. See, but the thing is, because it happened in Guam, so they had to file stuff in Guam because that's what was it. Because it happened in Guam, they got a civil suit, and I owe them all these $100,000 amount, but they can't enforce it because they can't get a court here in the States to enforce it because it's protected out there. That's what I'm saying? Now, if you look back at this, if all those things hadn't happened like they happened, they would have had me. And the reason I'm saying this is because I mentioned this before. I've been saying this. I'm trying to give bad examples. Is that sometime in the scriptures, right, I said the scientists, it's like you go down and you see a detour sign. So, oh man, that detour sign saving your ass because if you kept going down there, you're going to run to a butthole, you're going to run off a cliff or something. See, but a detail sign saved your life. It's like sometimes if you're late for a meeting, you're 5 minutes late for a meeting, but if you was on time, you'd have ran to a big pile up would have killed you. See? And so you got to understand these things. And so the scientists, when they write the scriptures, they want you to come through. See, they don't care about Farrakhan because if they care about Farrakhan, he would never got that cancer. If he got it, he would never have went to him. But they want Job, if you read stuff about Job, they want Job to come out 100%. They want all those people, right, the elect to come out whole. They don't want you to come out with a unit, come out one eye, have a head. No, what's the point? See? So they may say, okay, say something that don't make sense to you, but it's keep you from running into something that would harm you. And so I look back at that, right, and I'm saying, I read that story again from that perspective. I said, okay, the God knew, right, that if I had stayed here, right, that was going to happen. I didn't know. So they told him to do something he knew I wouldn't do, that I'd run away. See? Would save my life. Because they couldn't, because they had to do it there. They can't touch me. I mean, I get letters all the time, even now. They teach fire. Every time I go someplace, try to find where I'm at, they send me letters. We're going to get you, man, and we're going to contact the state, we're going to contact the IRS, they've been doing it for years. But they can't touch me. See? Unless I go back, stupid enough to go back to Guam. See? But if I stay in the States and all those things that happen like they happen, I've been destitute, homeless, in jail. Maybe I've been in jail by now, but then I'm a convict. See? And so you restore again and say, why did God tell him to do that? Well, he knew he wasn't going to, that's what that would be Jones' reaction. Do you know what I mean? See, I told you I was right, I'm not going to story any more deeper than that, but you get the point. And that's why I don't regret things. I tell people, don't regret the path that got you here. So me dealing with those people, right? See, that distraction, and I'm still trying to deal with understanding completely the distraction, right? Because I had a whole different plan about where I was doing things before they came on board. And so maybe if I had followed through those plans, it would have been a whole different issue. See? So I'm not saying I fully understand that one yet. But I'm just trying to get you to understand, see, that kind of thinking you have to come up with now. You won't have too much of a problem like that when you get hereafter. Because you're gonna have a whole different look. As long as you live, in fact, if you make it to hereafter, and we got 70 trillion years, right, getting back to the beginning again, you're always solving problems because everything keeps changing. That's why I said you're going to keep getting new books. And those books will tell you what the change is, how to adjust. If you can't adjust, then you're going to make it to the next level. It says at the end, only one made it. Because it could be trillions of us. But thousands years, maybe, because we're going to have, it says our seed be as great as the sand of the sea. That means we're going to plant, it says, a garden is wise as heaven and earth. We're going to like all the plants and everything else. So what happened? Because if eventually only one's going to make it to all these years. And he's going to be so wise, so powerful. Because that's what it's going to take to handle the universe totally contracted and to restart it all over again. It's going to be going. And nobody's, there's no one can figure out, just like he said, at this point, this is the restart. And what's restarted is the angel. It says no one in heaven or earth could do it but that one individual. The Lamb, not even the God. You don't understand these things. And there's nothing I can say to get you to understand until you feel it. I can tell you about fire all I want to, but until you touch that flame, brothers and sisters, you ain't going to understand it. And so that's why I said I'm not going to get myself all out of shape trying to get you to understand something. If anybody take what I said personal, that's their problem. Okay? Like I said, I take criticism, and I very seldom take anything personal. Because if somebody criticizes me, in fact, my worst enemies, first thing I look at is anything it says is the truth, because you're going to get the best truth about yourself from your enemies. Because damn, I'm telling you, you ugly. Right? If you're ugly, your friends ain't going to tell you ugly. You can be ugly as hell, your friend ain't going to tell you that because they don't want to hurt your feelings. No, tell me. Because if you tell me, maybe I might do something about it. See? And that's what most people have a problem with, because I just, what else you want? You want me to tell you lies? You want to tell me like it is? You want a mirror that tells you that you look other than who you look? That's what most of you want. And like I said, our people with pushmobiles. I'm not going to push. That's why I'm not going to admit I thought about it. And like I said, this experience made me see it more clearly. Right? More clearly. Right? That if I went through it, I'd be pushmobile again. No. I'm not. I'm finished preparing this information. And when I get to NOI, If I can find a couple of people in there, right, that can handle the military side of this thing, right, and can grasp, right, can get a good grasp on the information we'll give them, then I tell them, okay, point them out, say, okay, check with these people, they can help you, but you got to figure it out yourself. Because we don't work with they, like I said, they push mobiles. Now, what that will change when they get to, I don't know. Well, no, if I see them again, I know they will. If I didn't, I know they didn't. Because that's the tribulation. You got to get spirit. I mean, you got to stop being self-activated, self-motivated. Nobody, who told me to take the angel? Nobody. Did you see the angel? Would you say anything in the Revelation? Somebody told the lamb to go get the angel? He said, no, he went and got it himself. He figured out himself. Nobody tell me a damn thing. Nothing. Not a goddamn thing. And nobody still on my show saying, you got to go out and do these things. And you got to sacrifice your children. You got to sacrifice everything. I get 100%. They said they were saying they get 100%. I saw 0%. I ain't see anything. So, it depends on they wise or ignorant or whatever, how they take this information. Right? Because their lives they playing with. Because this ain't no joke. You got to upload that angel. And that's what tribulation, because you won't have the devils to think for you. You won't have anyone to think for you anymore. But you got to survive. Only reason why Master Muhammad is going to supply you with food, because they don't want you to just have to suffer cannibalism, because otherwise you'd have to. And we don't want people to stoop to that level. And that's all the help you're going to get. Let's check up there and we'll close out, brothers and sisters. Yeah. See? I tried the wide press alone. Other people that are none with me. That's how I knew they weren't going to be helpful. It says right there. So they wouldn't be helpful. And they haven't been. And Spinoza said he wanted something for nothing. But still got to go through tribulation anyway. Now, if they had applied themselves, there was a great reward for them. But now the reward would be passed on to someone else. That's just the way it is. This ain't about personalities. It's about your friend, my friend. If that's you think, you're wrong. I tell people, you don't know me at all. You don't. Because my task, my mission, requires you things that you can't, unbelievable, brothers and sisters. It's beyond belief. Beyond belief. I can't believe myself. It said, vengeance is in my heart. Blood be up high as a horse's brow. This is not a joke. It said, all responsibility is on my shoulders to put this scheme together. Because it didn't say it was Master Muhammad, because he gets it. He has to, someone has to get it and give it to him. So, who has the most responsibility? The builder? Right? Or the purchaser? He's the purchaser. I'm the builder. That's what it says. At the purified nature of Islam. Okay. Turn them into gods. See? The first phase, Holocaust, as Muhammad came, but they still had to finally get that final finishing. That's tribulation. Intense pressure. Finish the process. Let's see what else we got here, and then we'll close, brothers and sisters. Okay, let's talk a little bit about with respect here. Now, this may be happening as I speak. And I could be wrong. The Master Muhammad is the one that knows. But I don't think I'm wrong on this one. I don't think I'm wrong on this one. I think when Iran moves, it's coming hot and fast. Hot and heavy. Excuse me, boss. I need more sleep. I need more rest. I was half last night doing some, can't. Because you got to give 100. If I give 110%, you can't give 110%. I'm giving all. Because I agreed to do it. I don't do anything half-ass. And now people can, even though those who are listening that don't like me, don't like what I'm saying, you depend upon what I'm doing. I'm not successful. You lost. Okay? But this is it. It ain't. And so when you read the story about King of the North, it says the king starts to push at him. That's what's happening right now. They're pushing at Iran. We're going to take down Iran. Iran is the proxies. We got to attack Iran. They setting up and I'm not going to the motivations, but I told you the motivation for Israel. Why they need to push this thing. I told you the motivations behind, because they're conflict between them and the Christians, and I'll explain all that in another presentation. So the angel gives you the motivations and, the intentions, all that kind of stuff. Anyway, it says when Iran moves, I'm going to go whirlwind. The Master Muhammad's going to be right behind them. It says Michael and his angels. And exactly like I said, what? It says the house of Side is going to help them. I told you, the ship soon is going to be with them. But it said be one Saudi company, so I might as well say it now because just kind of hold it back. I kind of jumped the gun a little bit yesterday. Because last night I was talking about it, I said, oh boy, maybe I shouldn't hold that back. I've been saying there's one Sunni company, I've said it in the past. There'd be one Sunni, I think even say African. Yeah, I'm sure I did, right? That's going to betray. Because I talk about the slingshot. I said, who's an African country that's going to betray? So it's Israel. And bring them down. And I'm still wondering why she didn't say it, mention it, because that was something that was supposed to be a total surprise. Maybe I should just shut up right now. I don't think I'm going to say anything. So, those of you pay attention to what I've been saying in the past, or recently, then you know what I'm talking about. A stone. That's going to work with Shia to betray false Israel and take it down. Many people say false Israel will not survive this war. America said, I'm all in. I told you it'd be America, Britain, false Israel. I told you. And so I said, yeah, if any enemies come up, we're going to shoot them down. I told you they would be with them. It's shaped down just like I said. And that's what's about to happen. And my opinion is going to happen. Most people, if you listen to them, they say they think it's going to happen this week. I mean, they think these devils saying that. They think Israel, and they're going to be a full-fledged war this week. Some going for maybe next week. And I've been saying for years. People are totally oblivious to it. When it happens, false Israel, American Britain be kicked out. They're coming after you. I'm not going into details about that, brothers and sisters, right now. But you need to understand the abomination of desolation is taking place. That's triggering this apocalypse, right? Which any day now, even according to them, And that's what triggers tribulation. And you go into tribulation whether you like it or not. Now, you may have managed to survive it. Maybe somebody say, well, maybe I just shoot myself. Well, do whatever you want to do. But if you're alive and breathing, you're going to tribulation or you're going to be eaten. You don't have any choices here. There's not going to be any clothes. I mean, there's not going to be any, you're going to have food from man from heaven. That's about all you're going to get, but you're going to get more than man from him. But there will be electricity, there will be the gas, there will be cars, there will be any of that stuff. And these devils, they're total cannibals. That's what you're faced with. Future news bounces. It's not that future. It may be happening right now as I speak. I think I'm leaving there, brothers sisters. There goes the angels. Somebody, a tree doesn't bear any fruit. Oh boy. Oh boy. So we talked about this, right? This is right. The two ones said they thought they wanted to get to the hereafter free. Anybody's getting it free. I'm not getting it free. I'm not getting it for free. Like I told you about the Guam thing, but I can tell other situations have been almost as dramatic, or maybe more dramatic than I've been through. I've been through hell. I ain't complaining. But even before I got to the angel, getting the angel, it's been a ride. Well, I won't say you've been a ride. I mean, somebody's riding me. I need a rider. That says he says it was agonizing, the whole process, right? But if you read this one, it says, "Hey, yeah, you don't know what you're asking for. You want the reward, but you don't want to deal with the, what's necessary. Achieve that reward, but you go into tribulation." To anything else, brothers and sisters, I think that's it. This is played the 5 pillars, brothers and sisters. I'm gonna let that go, brothers and sisters. I don't know if I made any sense to you, whatever, right? But we're at the door now. I fully expect this to happen any day now. I think this is going to... Everybody's expecting a regional war, which they think is going to spiral into a world war, which it will, European war, and so forth. That's where I see it. If this ain't it, I don't know what it is, brothers and sisters. But I know they will not make peace. It says, and they say, see, peace and safety suddenly, and that's what happened. They still plan peace and safety in September 23. All of a sudden, boom, hell broke loose. And for, 9 months now, 10 months? And now, they're expecting this great retaliation, and from the Shia, not just Iran, but Hezbollah, Houthis, group resistance, whatever, so forth. I mean, the whole realm. And they said they're coming hard. And Farrakhan, he has no plan, he has no. But he said, bottom line is just believe in him. Okay, you can go for that if you want to. But listen this carefully. I'm gonna go, brothers and sisters. It says they're coming to me. That means they have to be aware of me to come to me. So something restraining them, because it says Moses came to those with the Lord. So they was with me, but they didn't come until the war broke out. And then it says that the end, it says that the tribulation, it says they didn't get that spirit until the 4 winds blew. That means during tribulation. That means they had to, that's what it took, right? For them to get a spirit, because they didn't become God's stand. Because see, the angels, put it like this. See, the angels, they do, angels pretty much mobiles. They do whatever they're told to do. You got to tell them what to do. It's not quite a pushing, but pushing, you got to actually push it. There's a difference between telling somebody what to do and you have to push them all the time. I mean, when you're pushing, you're still kind of telling them, right? But there's a distinction because some people, you got to push them, right? It's almost the same thing. It's pretty close. But in my mind, you got, the angels do what they're told. That's what it says. When my Lord said, I'm going to put in the rule of the earth, he told the angels, submit. They do what they're told. But this he didn't. That's another story. See? They do what they're told. You see? But the gods, right? They do what they need to be done. They're not pushing the bills. They think. They lead. You see? And so what happens is we become the angels of the devils. Because we do what we're told. We don't think. Because remember, the angel said, they didn't know anything, so you wouldn't know what you told us. See? They said we're not thinkers. We don't know what you told us. See, there's so much wisdom even in that little verse right there. So we don't know anything. But so Adam would know stuff. Because I taught him all about you. So they would be thinkers. See around it? This they come out of somebody's ass. They come out of somebody praying. Pray cars, pray gas. But the angel, us, we don't think it. It's the way they're told. And our people used to doing that. But you got the mind to do it. Your brain to do it, right? You just have the mind to do it. You understand? So I'm not going into detail about that kind of stuff, brothers and sisters, but see, it's right there. It's right there. Right. So it says submit. So you got to start thinking. So we're the angels of the devils because we just do what we're told. We don't think. And we believe we're thinking. That's not thinking. You thinking, you start thinking mathematically, understand? Then you got to have know what reality is. So you're in control. That's thinking. Okay? I'm getting more and more control of my reality every day. As long as they were the devils, they had some control over it. They had some say about themselves. No story altogether, brothers and sisters. But it says you're supposed to be raised to gods. Means you got to take away from them. They may the only do thinking for you. In tribulation, you have to do your own thinking. Nobody's going to think it for you. You have to think on the fire, and it will not be easy. Not for you. Because you ain't used to doing it. I'm going to leave it there, brothers and sisters. Let me make sure I cover everything, and I'm going to close out. Oh, let me say one more thing real quick, brothers and sisters. I'll tell you how electricity works. I said, I'm not going to go to the graphs right here. But I say electricity works by taking, you have a string of protons, each proton has an electron. But if you take an electron out, then the proton will still go from the next one, so you have a current goes up. Because you take from the next one, that one take from the one for, and that takes so forth. So you got a current going out, because keep on going, because it's out of balance, because one is missing, so it's going to take from the next one. And once each proton has electron, the current stops. If you take two out, the current goes faster. Take three out, the current goes faster. No electrons take out, the current is faster and faster and faster, more powerful. Okay? So I never said it this way before, but I said that's used on us to keep us, right? Criminals, we start stealing from each other and everything else. But, and so the reason I mentioned this number, because I mentioned the other day, and I thought, I said, have I really explained that? I thought this pressure, it's all quality pressure. And so they have our people under quality pressure. And that's why it says, and thing says they put our people that extreme bitter labor. It puts on extreme pressure more than pressure, because everybody gets the same amount of pressure. But they can increase the pressure on you qualitatively by using that electrical force. Because what happens is that if they make sure our community don't have enough of what we need, right, enough food, so energy may come another way. Okay, say for instance you got $1,000, but you can't buy any food with it. You can't eat $1,000. So you get the same amount of energy everybody else gets, but they control the quality of it. So they control the quality where you can't get enough food, for instance, to supply your whole neighborhood or whatever for the period of time it's necessary, and other things too. So what happens is now you build a current, but also you build artificial pressure zone. Because what happens is that current is moving up fast, but you take from each other. So now you have people fighting each other. You're hating each other. This is contrived because that's not by nature. But then they show the whole world. See, everybody else is, we're doing good. We got money. We got food. Look at them. The animals over there killing each other. They wiping each other out. It's artificially created. I need to talk about that in more detail all the time, bro. Because I thought I was thinking, well, they understand that because that's what when you get electricity, then all of a sudden we attacking each other, but they say as a term, they connect the pressure aspect of that. It's quality pressure, artificial pressure, right? Because of quality. Because now you might have more money, but you don't have enough food. So if you can't eat the food, so now you're attacking each other, even though you got money. So they got money, they're still fighting each other, killing each other. Yeah, because what are they doing it over? What are they doing it over? That's another way to manipulate us. Keep us divided, hate each other. See? That's one of the reasons we got to get out of here. That's another reason why management made to pull the switch over there, right? So they lose control of over us, right? And now it's up to you, once you got the angel and you got your discipline, you got the 5 pillars, right? To start controlling your own. Because it says, we leave out with great substance. That means we have great substance now. How come we don't see it? Because they control the quality of it. It says you have it right now. You have a great substance. That means you're all rich. Right? But you don't know it because they're controlling the quality of it. So now you got to call everybody saying killing each other and everything else. That's artificially created pressure, quality pressure. I don't know if you got that now, brothers and sisters. Maybe so, maybe not. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to pass this, brothers and sisters. Okay, brothers and sisters, the watchman out. Suleiman, the messenger of the covenant out. Future news, brothers and sisters.